I want you to have really good credit. I mean, excellent credit. You've worked really, really hard, and maybe you've accidentally fallen somewhere in the cracks, and your credit score, like mine was really, really bad, and you didn't know where to begin. Or maybe you're just now turning 18 years old, and you want to start building and making a credit score for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. No matter where you are on your credit journey in life, these 7 steps that we're going to go over in today's video will not only fundamentally change the way you think of your credit score, but will actually increase your credit score quicker and faster. This is not a sprint, it is a marathon. With that, let's get started in the video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's Pocket Gangster here. If you're new to my channel, we talk about money and everything else in between. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. With that, let's get started with step number 1. Step number 1 is going to be not making a late payment. I know this sounds very obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people accidentally forget to make the payment. And that's totally fine. Some things in life happen, and you just forget to make the payment. But with today's technology, you're able to go in the app on your phone or even log into a desktop computer or a laptop and even a tablet and make a payment. You can set up automatic withdrawal, and if you're not comfortable with automatic withdrawal, just set a reminder on your phone. Number 2 is going to be to decrease your credit utilization. You've probably seen in my last videos where I talked about that invisible ceiling of 30%, and that is a true standard. Banks really don't come out and say, hey, make sure you don't go over 30%. That's research that you have to do. But by knowing this rule, you know that if I have a credit card, and let's pretend that you have $1,000 on that as your spending limit. If I use $300, I'm already at 30%. So if you know by doing the math of how many credit cards that you have, and you know that you use more than 30% of your credit utilization, try to stay at that number or below, and you will increase your credit score. Now, number 3 is to increase your credit limit, and this kind of plays off of number 2. So if I am responsible and I stay at 30% or below and I increase my credit score, then guess what? You can now apply to see if your bank will give you a credit limit increase. Now, why is this important? If you treat your credit cards like cash, you'll be fine. But also keep in mind that if you have big bills that you have to pay, like let's say you have someone come to your house to fix something and it's $600. Well, if I only have a $1,000 spending limit, then I'm well above 30% if I use my credit card. But if I have $2,000 or $3,000 spending limit, then I'll come nowhere close to 30%. Therefore, using your utilization and your credit limit to work in synchrony, therefore increasing your credit score and also giving you a better line of credit and more options. Number 4, get a balance transfer credit card. Now, I hope no one out there ever has to experience this, but let's say you owe a lot of money to a credit card company and you just can't get out of a rut. If you apply for a balance transfer credit card, some companies, for being a new customer, are willing to waive 6 and up to even 18 months of interest, therefore helping you make your payments quicker and on time, which both will factor in and increase your credit score. Always try, and you never know until you call. Now, either way, if you owe a lot of money with that credit card, please remember to make on-time payments, and also if you can financially, add an extra 10 or 20 bucks on top of it to try to pay it down quicker, and they will reward you with a better credit score in the long term. Now, number 5, sometimes people don't think about this, and I wish somebody told me a long time ago. But if you watched my other videos in the past, I went over the fact that I had a very bad credit score after it increased tremendously because I paid off my student loans. And what I didn't understand is that a big portion of your credit score is credit history. So because I didn't get a credit card the whole time that I was going to college, my longest credit history that I had was my student loans. So when I paid off my loans, I actually not only wiped out my debt, which is a good thing, but I also destroyed my credit history. I knocked off almost 7 years, and I could have had 10 or 11 years by now. So long story short, if you have a credit card now and you're using it at least once a month, Keep it open as long as possible, so that way you'll be rewarded with a better credit score by showing that you have a longer payment history. Now, maybe you don't have any credit history at all. Maybe you don't have a credit card, or maybe your credit score is so low that banks won't approve you for their credit card. That's totally fine. You do have some options. Number 6 is get a secured credit card. Now, I've mentioned this before, but a secured credit card is basically you handing over the money to the lending institution. So for example, I've used Discover It's secure credit card. It has helped me out tremendously. You don't have to get them if you don't want to, but basically by you forking over the money as a security deposit, there's less risk for the institutions. Therefore, they're more likely to approve you for that. However, you do have to make on-time payments, as always. And after 8 months and sometimes even 6 months, they'll review your credit profile and then automatically reward you and upgrade you to a traditional credit card. You then get your security deposit back, and also you have a higher spending limit. And it's a lot of work at the beginning, but it's very rewarding and satisfying long term. Number 7, hopefully you guys have already done this. If not, I recommend doing it at least once every 2 weeks. Check your credit report. There are a lot of free companies out there that make money off of your data anyway, so you might as well make an account to get a rough idea of where your credit score is at. Not only do you find out where your credit score is at and where it's trending, you also know and set up your game plan on how you're going to increase it and maintain it. The other thing that you want to do is go into your credit reports and find out what is holding you back. Once you find out what's holding you back, you can then find out and contact those companies. If someone says that you owe them money and they put you into collections, then you can actually go into the profile of a lot of these apps like Credit Karma, and you can dispute that. There you have it, guys. 7 tips that I know that is going to increase your credit score dramatically. If you liked this video and you got value out of it, I'd really appreciate the thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. That way I can help as many people as possible. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out any more amazing videos like this, and you want to be a part of my Pocket Gangster family, consider subscribing so you don't miss out any more videos. I know you guys can do this, and remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You're going to be okay. Just start, and you will see the results in no time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.